All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Betting Guide. We got the divisional round coming up. So, in today's episode, we're going to be covering our wild card weekend. Had a couple bad beats. It was probably our worst week yet. Very unfortunate. Next, we got our divisional game. So, that's this week. There's going to be 4 games. Should be some good football. Next, we got our Moonshots. Big facts. Noel's coming back. He's not leaving. We need him here. He provides facts. He doesn't miss, hasn't, probably never will. And then me and Nick's locks, we've had some bad beats with those. Quite unfortunate, but let's get into the recap now. And
All right, so last week,
did it.
Yep, last week we had Seahawks over 1 touchdown in the first half. We knew they'd probably definitely score 1 touchdown. They only scored 1 touchdown though, so this bet pushed. That was okay with us. We knew it would either push or make us money. Next, we had Tampa Bay, Washington under 45. We did not know that this new quarterback, Taylor Heinicke, who was playing for Washington, was going to be a stud. He was very good, and I think he will be a starter in the league next year. But unfortunately, that was a high-scoring game and got way over 45 points. Next, we had Buffalo, Indiana, over 50.5, and this was the only one that hit for us. It was right at 51. It got there, and then there's still some time left in the game, so we thought it was going to be comfortable, but no one else scored. But this bet did hit. Next, we had Pittsburgh minus 3.5 in the first half. I'm sure all of you saw that the Browns were up 28-0 in the first quarter. No one could have seen this coming. It was an anomaly, and it is what it is. But Pittsburgh did not win the game. They won the second half, but they did not win the game. Buffalo minus 3.5. They won, but that did not cover. It was a 3-point game, and unfortunately, Blake was once again off by half a point. And then Seattle minus 1.5. The Rams actually came out and won. We thought John Wolford would be quarterback the whole game. He looked okay, but then he got injured, and Jared Goff came in. He wasn't doing too well, but the defense for the Rams played phenomenal. Aaron Donald was a stud until he got injured, and also they had a defensive touchdown, which was huge in their win over Seattle. Now we're going to get into our game picks for this week, and we are going to do better.
Yep. So like Nick was saying, we're getting to the we're going to do better this week. 1-4 last week was pretty tough. Had a couple close calls. I was off by a point for the second consecutive week. You just can't make this up. So in the first game, we got former MVP Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They're red hot right now. They're going against Josh Allen. And both of these QBs, they're drafted in the same class, so 2018 class, first rounders. And they're both looking for their second career playoff win. So they actually both got their first last week, which was pretty cool. They're both looking for their second now.
All right, next we have the Green Bay Packers. They were the 1 seed, so they had a bye last week. They'll be playing against the Rams, who beat the Seahawks last week. And MVP Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense will face off against the number 1 defense in the NFL. And the Rams will have Aaron Donald. He does have some rib problem, but he is going to play. He said he will be there, and he said he will be ready to go. So it'll be fun to watch him versus the number 2 offensive line in the Green Bay Packers, even without their left tackle, who was a all-pro player.
Yep. And next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be the 1 seed. They're playing the 6 seed Cleveland Browns. So another former MVP, this is Patrick Mahomes, him, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Big Red, a.k.a. Andy Reid. They're going off against a hungry Browns team. First win since the early 2000s or late 1990s. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a long time. They beat their rival Steelers in Heinz Field. Awesome moment for them. But we both got Mahomes and company this week.
Yep. And then finally, we have Tampa Bay. They are playing New Orleans. Tampa Bay is coming off a win. New Orleans coming off a win against the Bears. And Tom Brady, he is the best quarterback in the playoffs of all time. And Drew Brees, he's for the Saints. He's also a phenomenal quarterback, probably a top 3 quarterback all time. And this will be a great history matchup. Tom Brady was tweeting about it. He thought it was funny. They're both old. And this matchup's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great game to watch. And this is the only game where me and Blake actually have different picks. So now we're going to get into our Moonshot picks for this week because since there's not as many games, we're not going to have our best bets. We're just going to have our 3 locks.
Mm-hmm. So mine is going to be the Rams 1 to 5 points. So I'm pretty confident the Packers will win, but my theory behind this one is if the Rams do pull it off, I expect it to be a dogfight, and I think it's going to be really, really close. Like I'm thinking last-second field goal or it goes to OT or something like that. So I'm thinking it's going to be very, very close if the Rams do win. So for that reason, 1-5 is actually not a bad bet at all instead of just taking their money line.
And then for my moonshot, I have the Packers by 13-18. I know the Packers are going to win this game. I don't know by how much they're going to win, but I could see them just blowing out the Rams. I could see the Rams defense not showing up and playing as well as it played last week. And Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, he threw 48 touchdowns this season and very, very few interceptions. So I could see the Packers coming out and winning by 2 touchdowns. This wouldn't surprise me at all, and the odds are great. So that's my moonshot for this week. Now we're going to bring in everyone's favorite man, Big Facts Noel. He's going to come at you with his pick this week. He's undefeated, 4-0 on the show. Let's see how he does this week.
All right, boys. Again, always a pleasure to be in here. The game we're taking an inside look on this week is going to be the Packers versus the Rams. And we are leaning heavily towards the under. The facts back this up. We're going to get right into it. First fact off the bat is right now the Rams are the number 1 ranked defense in basically all statistical categories, number 1 ranked defense. And they are first in passing yards allowed per game. So everybody knows Aaron Rodgers has been a stud, MVP caliber season, and he's been basically doing whatever he wants with defenses. But this defense is different. Best defense in the league, and a big part are due to the guys you see on the screen, Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. However, we're taking an in-depth focus on the man, Jalen Ramsey. And then we got some facts over here. So there's some receivers he's gone up against so far this year. I'm going to list them off, all facts. Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, DK Metcalf twice, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins. And those are the list. That's the facts. And the other fact, because these are some stud receivers, is none of them have had more than 57 yards in a game. When Jalen Ramsey brings out the clamps and covers them. It's a quite insane stat, and I don't think it can be understated. It's insane. Jalen Ramsey is next level corner. And this week, it's going to be going up against Devontae Adams, who's been having a great season, but I don't expect Devontae Adams to have more than 60 yards. I'm going to say it right now. I do not expect that at all. However, the other player, though, on the other side of the ball, big corner matchups, is Jair Alexander, who is a very under-the-radar guy, I think, for a lot of people who don't watch too much Packers football, but he has had an insanely good season himself, and he actually has the fact that he is the Pro Football Focus highest-rated cornerback. Say what you want about PFF, but if some guy is number 1 in that PFF, it's pretty legit. He's going to have a good game, too. Jared Goff's going to have his hands full. And then with both Jared Goff and Rodgers, we got the pass rush and the big guys up front. Aaron Donald cannot be stopped. You need 2 guys to stop him. If it's one guy he's going after Rodgers, he can't be stopped. And then we got the Smith boys, Preston and Za'Darius. They're going to be causing trouble. Jared Goff and Aaron Rodgers are going to be having a long day. This game is going under, no doubt about it. The facts don't lie. Hammer it. And then for a comparison game, I expect it to be very similar to the Bears-Packers week 1 a year or 2 ago, if you remember that game. Ended up 10-3. I don't know if it'll be that low scoring. Aaron Rodgers is playing really good. But this game, it's going under. No doubt about it.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Noel. Like you said, offenses are pretty good on both ends, but these defenses, they're pretty well matched up against, you got some all-pros out there, Za'Darius, Jair for the Packers, Donald and Ramsey for the Rams. They got studs on both sides of the ball. Now let's get into some locks. All right, so we'll start off with my lock. So I've had some bad beats the last couple weeks. There's no 2 ways about it. I'm just being frank here. Half a point off both times. I'm not touching spreads. I'm sick of it. Give me some player props. One of them is going to be Nick Chubb. So in the games that he has finished and played in, he has a touchdown in 10 out of the 12 of those. He's gone on like 7 or 8 games with a touchdown. The Chiefs' run defense is pretty average, and the Browns have the best rushing attack. They have the best backfield in the league. And I'm expecting this Browns O-line to maul the Chiefs. And Chubb's going to score. He's been doing it year in and year out. And he's going to score this game. Lock it up.
All right, now it's time for my lock this week. I got the Bills money line. The Bills are my team this year in the AFC. Josh Allen, he's the best quarterback in the AFC. Some people say Mahomes. That's false. Josh Allen had a better season, and he's going to lead his team to an AFC championship game. Also, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they're drafted in the same draft. Josh Allen was drafted ahead of Lamar. Lamar won MVP last year. Josh Allen's doing much better than Lamar this year. He's going to prove that he's a better quarterback. And a lot of people don't know this, but Josh Allen actually has more rush touchdowns than Lamar Jackson does since they both entered the league. A lot of people are like, oh, Lamar's a great running quarterback. Yeah, Josh Allen's good on his legs too. He can rush for 100 yards. He can rush for touchdowns, but he can also throw the ball in the air, which is something that Lamar is not too good at. Lock up Blake's pick, lock up my pick, lock up Noel's pick. You can go 3-0 this week, get some money.
I agree with those statements. Nolan, any other comments you want to make on these locks?
Again, I'm just going to say it again. This is Federal Reserve type stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Get the bets in, and the money will be there. Guarantees. Locks.
And for those youngins who don't know what that quite means, money's printed at the Federal Reserve, Washington, D.C. That's where you're going to be doing if you slam these locks. Now do it. Make sure to come back next week. We're going to preview the AFC Championship games. Probably the same format, but please do come back. Like, subscribe, share with other bettors who might be interested in our bets.